Justice Leonen, Justice Velasco.
Good afternoon, Counsel. I just want to be elucidated on some matters, no? But
Yes, Your Honor.
do I get it from you that before the fertilization of the egg, before the egg is fertilized by the sperm,
Yes.
okay,
Your Honor.
any family planning method, product, or supply is allowable and cannot be assailed as being unconstitutional?
It's merely contraceptive, Your Honor. So, Section 12 does not come in, Your Honor, because there's no conception or no fertilization, Your Honor. So there's no life to speak of, Your Honor.
Correct. So you're not objecting to any
No.
family planning method, product, or
Well,
process
that's not.
that prevents the fertilization of the egg. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. That's not
Alright.
covered by Section
So,
12.
but your concern is from the moment the egg is fertilized that you are saying this law cannot be enacted and implemented because it is unconstitutional, right?
Yes, Your Honor. If there's fertilization, yes, fertilization.
So, but Section 9 does not really say about the use of these family planning methods and products. It does not say that it should be after fertilization of the egg. It does not say so. It just merely mentions the things that can be provided to people, right?
We refer to Section 9 as, an admission by the law that certain contraceptives are really abortifacients and can really be used as abortifacients, Your Honor.
Correct.
That's why we refer to Section 9.
Correct.
Yes, and
so
there, yes.
You can interpret Section 9 to mean that these things are allowable and not considered abortifacients, right? Because the definition of an abortifacient is anything that prevents the fertilized egg from reaching and being implanted in the mother's womb, correct?
Or destroys the fetus, Your Honor.
So Section 9 is not totally unconstitutional, right?
If Your Honor, please, if the law mandates the widespread dissemination and universal access to the contraceptives, Your Honor, hormonal contraceptives, which are abortifacients, Your Honor, and this poses a great risk to the fertilized ovum or the zygote, Your Honor. Okay, so there is a presumption, that there is already the fertilized ovum or the zygote in that case, Your Honor.
But before fertilization of the egg, you cannot say any product or process or
That's clear, Your Honor.
can be considered an abortifacient, right? Because
Yes, Your
of the
Honor.
definition in the law itself. So what I'm trying to say is that why are you asking that the entire law be declared unconstitutional when certain parts can remain valid and in full force and effect even if other parts are declared unconstitutional? Because we have a separability clause in the law, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So some parts may be declared unconstitutional and some parts may remain valid and be given full force and effect.
Probably
Do you
so,
agree with that?
Probably so, Your Honor. Those that refer to skilled birth attendants and the improvement of medical facilities and the setting up of hospitals for obstetric care.
No, but we focus on these things that will be provided to people, like you said, contraceptives, IUDs, injectables, and the Section 9 says other safe, legal, non-abortifacient, and effective family planning products and supplies. So the legislators took into account the fact that the Department of Health should not provide abortifacients to our people, right? Isn't that the thrust of this Section 9? That they are not allowing abortifacients to be issued to our countrymen, right?
Yes, but the problem is that the contraceptives are abortifacients, and the RH law still mandates the distribution, widespread distribution, and universal access to these contraceptives. So it's contradictory, Your Honor. They're saying they're against abortion and against abortifacients, but but the law mandates the distribution of these hormonal contraceptives. So there's a major contradiction there, Your Honor.
But if we delete the words hormonal contraceptives, intrauterine devices, injectables, and just leave to remain the other phrases like safe, legal, non-abortifacient, and effective family planning products and supplies.
If there is
Do you
any...
agree that this law is constitutional?
If Your Honor, please, if there is any safe, legal, non-abortifacient contraceptives, but there are... that's a problem, Your Honor.
The law does not say contraceptives. The law says family planning products and supplies.
And the family planning products and supplies refer or include hormonal contraceptives and IUDs and the patches and the implants, Your Honor, and the injectables, Your Honor.
Yeah, but you must admit it's the Department of Health that will consider and determine what are those family planning products and supplies that will be provided to women, right? It is not stated here. It just simply says...
Yes, Your Honor, but then again, if the... I'm sorry. If the DOH... and the DOH has that position that life doesn't begin at fertilization but begins at implantation, then we have an irreconcilable conflict there, Your Honor.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm following your position that conception starts at the fertilization of the egg by the sperm. And I agree. I tend to agree with your position because of the definition of the word abortifacient here. Because it says to prevent the fertilized egg from reaching and being implanted in the mother's womb. And definitely the cutoff point is the fertilization of the egg. But what I'm saying is that there may be family planning methods and products that may be legally and used and constitutionally permissible that can be applied prior to the fertilization of the egg. Don't you agree that that is your position?
Insofar as Section 12, Article 2 is concerned, the non-hormonal contraceptives probably will qualify, but not like sterilization procedure and vasectomy and tubal ligation, at least insofar as Section 12, Article 2 is concerned, Your Honor.
I agree with
but
you.
hormonal contraceptives will violate Section 12,
So certain
Article
family
2.
planning products and methods can be used legally and constitutionally under this law without really entirely declaring it unconstitutional, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, what do you mean by abortion? We have been talking about abortifacient. What do you mean by abortion as used in our jurisprudence?
Destruction of the fetus.
The fetus, right?
the fetus or the ovum.
That is
Your Honor.
the established definition of abortion, right? But it never mentioned a fertilized egg being destroyed, correct?
Fertilized ovum, Your Honor, if it's being destroyed and because of non-implantation, Your Honor, that's abortion.
So in effect, the law with the definition of an abortifacient probably now in effect modifies the definition of abortion under the revised penal code. Can you say that? Because it only talks about fetus, and definitely a fertilized ovum is not a fetus yet, right?
Well, a
Because,
fetus...
it has not reached the mother's womb.
Yes, yes, Your Honor, Section 12... Section 12 refers to fertilization or fertilized ovum, Your Honor. It doesn't have to be a fetus if we refer to a fetus as that which has been implanted in the uterus. So, Your Honor, but Section 12 specifically refers to the protection which starts at fertilization. So it's not a fetus then, if you become very technical or medical about it, Your Honor. So, but then protection starts from there, from fertilization. While abortion may refer to a fetus that has been implanted, but it doesn't have to refer to that insofar as Section 12 is concerned, Your Honor. Because precisely, if Your Honor, please, precisely that's the nature of a contraceptive. It prevents the implantation of a fertilized ovum. And so it is washed out, it is expelled even before it gets implanted. That's why it's aborted, it's killed. So that's abortion in effect, Your Honor.
So in conclusion, there may be parts which may be declared, I'm not saying that will be the decision of the court, but there may be parts which may be declared unconstitutional, and there may be parts of this law that may remain valid and constitutional, correct?
Yes, there could be.